This is going to be your guide to using Hydrapple in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's busted, it's got Regenerator, and looking at the stats, my initial thought is, this is one of the tankiest Regenerator Pokemon, right? Well, let's go and back that up by looking up Regenerator. I feel like the only thing that could be tankier is Toxapex. But Reuniclus, sorry bro, you got power crept. 110 hit points versus 75 defense. Well, now that's 106, 110. We have Galarian Slowking, 95, 110. Well, that means Galarian Slowking still loses to Hydrapple's best combination. Alomomola has a lot of hit points. It's like defensive Alomomola is about where like Hydrapple meets its match, but then you have the trade-off of low special defense, and then Toxapex is just a crazy Regenerator Pokemon. But what does like 50, 152 look like compared to 106, 110? Hydrapple defensively tankier and only slightly less special defense tanky? I haven't done the math and I don't know the calculations because like the weird stat distribution here between like low hit points and high defense versus balanced tankiness I don't think has been fully solved in Pokemon. But I'm gonna guess like Hydrapple 12% less tanky Toxapex with a 120 special attack. Okay, it's offset. This thing's just broken, huh? And then Fickle Beam. So everyone saw what Fickle Beam did through the data mine and went, wow, chance to double. 10%, 20%, that's still kind of strong. You know, you just randomly find an Oko. 30%! A 1 in 3 chance to one-shot the opposing Pokemon. This is like an Oko move without the guaranteed KO, which means we also need to look up the damage. I haven't plugged it in because I want to see what that looks like. So we'll pull in anything random like the Dragon Pulse, but then we tick that up to 160 and modest 120 just like hits. You could go like max hit points, max special attack, modest nature, any item, leftovers even, and then there's like a 1 in 3 chance you one-shot anything that's less tanky than 95-95. And the reason why I said leftovers in that damage calculation is because leftovers Regenerator is healing you for 40% on the switch out, which means you can keep coming in and swinging for that, or you just two-shot other Pokemon while being this tanky. So like, yeah, max special attack, modest nature, maybe there's like some kind of mix here that makes your Pokemon optimal and then surviving. Also, you could go into a Terra. Now, Terra Dragon for the damage does sound pretty crazy, but I'd rather go for something that isn't 4 times weak to ice, and then if I go Terra Dragon, I'm still eating a super effective ice move, and then I don't get to survive after that. But then you just have the Regenerator. Like, you're hanging on to Regenerator on a burst tank. And the rest of your moveset is take your pick. Oh, Curse is a TM now, so we're going to see that expand a lot of crazy stuff, which means you can go Curse Body Press. It doesn't get the Iron Defense, but again, does that really matter? Now, it does feel kind of weird going, like, set up on a Regenerator Pokemon, because, like, oh, I Curse, I do a little bit, but then I'm forced out or something. However, it gives you a lot of chances, like, come in, set up, and then take over the game. So we're just building. We're just looking at some options right now on what this Pokemon can do. You have the Giga Drain on 120 stab special attack, so you get to sustain. And that's another thing. If we compare it to something like the Amoonguss, all right, Amoonguss kind of fat. You know, it's got a 114, but then 80, 70. And then it only has 85 special attack, but it can sustain on those Giga Drains for a while. Hydrapple just comes in and does that better. So you take a hit, and then you Giga Drain, leftovers, switch out, Regenerator, full health, and you were able to do a decent amount to the opponent. So modest max special attack is going to be two-shotting a lot of Pokemon. What happens if we don't do that? Okay, it's starting to roll into like 3-hit KO territory. I'm just thinking if we make ourselves bulkier and do something like this, what does that give us? I don't know. But also if you're just healing and then you're offsetting, I don't know what the optimization is there. But once again, we're just kind of scouting out some ideas on what this Pokemon might want to do. It has Hydro Pump. I don't know what like the play is on being a special attacker. Nasty Plot. What's like the fattest Nasty Plot, Giga Drain, like tank sweeping Pokemon? Has a Yawn though. So like you can Yawn an opponent, pull off some crazy stuff. And Infestation, I don't think that's going to be too crazy. Pollen Buff for doubles, kind of interesting. And then we still have the Syrup Bomb, which does nothing. So yeah, you have like the Fickle Beam nuke and then all kinds of tanky options, and you're just a Regenerator crazy Pokemon. Is it really this stupid? You just go Choice Specs, Giga Drain. If you really need the out, you can go Fickle Beam, and maybe you're still like a 3-hit KO. So it's like take a hit, Fickle Beam, darn. Take a hit, Fickle Beam, KO, and then you can just switch out and get half your health back. And then if you can survive again, you got the Giga Drain and it's all locked down. That's kind of crazy. And that now the Hydro Pump kind of makes sense. Just put it in there. You need Terra for something. Is there a Terra Blast option? Because you're not really going to use it, but if you need the Terra to not get one-shot by a super effective hit. Flying, Poison, Bug, Ice, Dragon, Fairy. Yeah, Terra Steel is buying you a turn. If you're a 2-hit KO Pokemon, you're a 3-hit KO Pokemon now, and then you get to do whatever you want. I don't know what it does for the coverage beneficially, but also if it's like Fickle Beam into Fairy, it's like, alright, whatever, Terra Blast next time I come in, because you get to switch out. It doesn't hurt you to be like, okay, I'm Specs, I'm throwing a move, they switched in, I'm outplayed, I can switch out, I'm back to full, and then next time I come in, I have the reverse Uno sweep outplay, and then I just click a move, and it does crazy amounts of damage. 80 base power, stab move with Specs on... Oh wait, that's not even boosted. 120 special attack. Ooh, that might open up some weirdness. Is going to be a 2-hit KO on Distal Valley, but if it's a super effective hit, that's just like a fat Oko. So you can also do like some tank busting with this, which might be a range where you want to be, depending on overall durability or maybe some things happening in the meta, maybe what you're losing to. Probably just get away with something like this just fine. Okay, I was thinking one range to look for because let's say Terra, Poison, Ting Lu, you're hitting it with the Fickle Beam. How much damage do you do? Well, the double Fickle Beam is a 2-shot, so you don't really get those odds too well. However, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but the Ruination is doing half, and then the Regenerator is making that kind of weird. 200 pushes it into a small chance to 2-hit KO. So like the fat tank matchups you don't win. And this is what I'm talking about, where it's an Oko move that isn't a true Oko move, because Fickle Beam sounds like it dumpsters everything, but like an Assault Vest tank or a resisted hit or a Calm Mind tank, it's going to survive even like the double power on a Specs or something. The Therian Landorus matchup being interesting because it just doesn't do any damage to us. Max hit points, so whatever arbitrary special attack investment we don't even need to put into defense, and it's doing nothing, and we're healing it all back on a Giga Drain. So yeah, like ground Stealth Rock's lead, you don't even need like the Fickle Beam to double and do anything crazy. You just negate all of their damage with the Giga Drain and then kill them. And then if you and then like the next Pokemon comes in, you take a hit, you use Giga Drain, you switch out, you're back to full. Oh, this is better Glamora, guys. I love it. I had a feeling that the Regenerator 120 special attack tankiness was going to be more busted than the Fickle Beam, but also is just something to have, that if you need to throw it out there, and if you need it to double damage to win the game, it's there for you. You just have an artificially increased 30% win condition. Now I was thinking, is there anything better than Hydro Pump? Because Hydro Pump does have a lot of crossover with Giga Drain. Can't think of many situations where it's like, yeah, I want a Hydro Pump here instead of healing myself with the chance to miss. So get rid of Hydro Pump. You can also put in the Earth Power. So now Steel-type Pokemon don't care. That's actually disgusting. I just found my new favorite Choice Specs attacker. This is not okay. Is there anything else? Like, does it have a Leech Seed? No, it doesn't. So do this. Win an absurd amount of games. Wow. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.